On June 5th, 2019, a Nintendo Direct was held which showcased gameplay for the upcoming Pokémon Sword and Shield. The game looked like it was going to be the Pokemon game every fan always dreamed of. New Pokemon, a new waifu, an open world, Pokemon spawning in the wild, multiplayer, raid battles with a ready up function. Take note, Pokemon Go.
Bruh, look at this dude.
Everyone was ecstatic. The skies were blue, the birds were singing,
Tweet.
There was peace on Earth. But this didn't last for long. Just one short week later, on June 11th, Pokemon fans got the worst news they possibly could have gotten. For the first time in the history of the main series Pokemon games, players could no longer catch them all. Gamefreak had decided that if a Pokemon isn't featured in Sword and Shield, you will not be able to transfer it up from an older game, leaving the fate of our favorite Pokemon unknown. Pun not intended. So, to celebrate the new slogan of gotta catch some of them, I've decided to skim through the list of 800 plus Pokemon that currently exist and pick out 50 that I'm very confident we will not be seeing in Sword and Shield. Of course, I have no way of knowing for sure what's going to be in Sword and Shield until the actual game comes out or until we get more info, but I am so confident in this list that I am willing to donate $5 to charity for every Pokemon on this list that does make it into Sword and Shield. So, worst case scenario, I end up donating $250 to charity, which I mean, not really a bad thing. And just one more thing before we get started. If your favorite Pokemon is on this list, please don't be upset. It doesn't mean that I think it's a bad Pokemon. It means Gamefreak thinks it's a bad Pokemon. Alright, let's jump right into it. I'll be going through these generation by generation, so let's get started. Alright, for Gen 1, I am 100% sure that every Pokemon from Gen 1 will be in this game. This is how they make their money from the Gen 1ers and the Pokemon we all know and love, and it would be dumb not to include them all. Plus, we just had Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee, so all those models are ready to go. I think it'd be dumb not to include these guys, personally. But I'm so confident that every Gen 1 Pokemon will be in this game that I'm willing to add another $1 to charity for every Gen 1 Pokemon who isn't in this game. So let's go to Gen 2 now, starting off with Murkrow and Skarmory. And these guys are here for the same reason. They are too similar to Corviknight. Corviknight is like a dark steel... I technically think he's a steel flying? But like he's too similar to a dark type, so I don't think either Skarmory or Murkrow could fit into the region, because we already have like a dark armored bird. Why do we need a dark bird or an armored bird when we have a dark armored bird already? Like, these don't fit in. Next on the list is Slugma and Magcargo. They're on the list because Game Freak said they're basing the Galar Dex on the region and what would fit in the region. In case you guys don't know, Galar is based on England, so I don't see how lava slugs fit into England's culture at all. I don't think they have volcanoes over there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we'll be seeing them in this game. And finally, from Gen 2, we have Corsola for the exact same reason. Corsola is more of a tropical Pokemon, and England is just like a rainy hellscape of depression and tea. So he will not be in this game. Alright, so for Gen 3, we'll start things off with Illumise and Volbeat. I just can't see them being in this game. They're not popular enough, and if we have a limited Pokédex, I can't see Game Freak putting these two in there. It's not like we could have one of them and not the other, because they're counterparts, so they're paired together. Either they're both in, or they're both out, and chances are they're both going to be out. Joining them in Gen 3 is Baltoy and Claydol. They're cool, I guess, but like, I can't really see how they fit into the region. They're not popular. And to be honest, they're not even that great of a design Pokemon, so I can't see them being in this game either. Alright, next up for Gen 3 is Numel and Camerupt. I think out of any Pokemon on this list, I think these two actually have the best chance of showing up. Basically, I have them here for the same reason that I have Slugma and Magcargo. The fire aesthetic, the desert aesthetic doesn't really fit the Galar area, the Galar region, but there was the desert area in the wilds, so I think it's possible we can see them, but I wouldn't bet on it. Next up is Torkoal for the exact same reason. Doesn't fit the region. He's a volcanic turtle. And finally, we have Tropius, which is a tropical Pokemon, which also does not fit the region. England is not a tropical area. Alright, Gen 4 fans, you guys got lucky. There's only 4 Pokemon I think won't appear from Gen 4 in this game. And first off is Cherubi and Cherim. I don't believe they fit the region. I think of the Japanese culture like a cherry blossom tree, and I just don't see that being fit into Galar's European influences. Next up is Honchkrow, and this is the same reason as Murkrow. He's the evolution of Murkrow, so obviously if Murkrow's on the game, we're not going to have Honchkrow in the game. And finally for Gen 4 we have Carnivine, and he's in this list for the same reason Tropius is. He's a tropical plant, he's a Venus flytrap, and it just won't fit in Galar's aesthetic of, you know, Europe and England. Alright Gen 5 fans, strap in, it's gonna be rough here. I don't even know where to get started with Gen 5. That's a lie, I know where to start exactly. With 6 Pokemon, the elemental monkeys and their evolutions. Dear God, out of all the Pokemon on the list, these are ones I'm hoping do not make it in. I wouldn't even care if the rest of the Pokemon were in the game and just these ones weren't. I would be fine with that. Actually, that's not true. There's actually 2 other Pokemon on this list, which I personally have hatred for, and I hope they don't appear in the game, but we'll get to those later. But these monkeys are poorly designed, useless. I think they were voted like least popular Pokemon of all time. At least the fire ones were. And there's just no way that Gamefreak will use up 6 slots adding these guys, because they're a package deal. There's just no way. I can't see it happening. I will eat my shoe if any of these Pokemon are in the game. Alright, next up we have Munna and Musharna. I still think these are popular Pokemon. I just don't think they transition well to the open world or what they're trying to pull off with the Galar's region. Also, the designs are kind of lackluster and don't transition well. They're just fetuses. They're Pokemon fetuses. Alright, so the next 4 Pokemon, we have Cottonee, Whimsicott, Petalil, and Lilligant. The reason I'm putting these 4 on here is basically just for Cottonee. He's way too similar to Eldegoss, the new Pokemon that was just announced, and by being the evolution, Whimsicott is also out. But Petalil and Lilligant are this Pokemon's counterpart, and therefore I don't think they'll be featured either. So that's my reasoning for it. They're just way too similar to Eldegoss. And next up we have Maractus. I forgot this was a Pokemon. I play Pokemon daily. I have for like years. I forgot this was a Pokemon until I put this list together. I feel like I'm not the only one who feels this way about Maractus. He's not making it into this game, guys. I'm sorry. So next up we have Gothita, Gothorita, and Gothitelle. And I'm actually kind of torn on these ones. Part of me says that the design of these Pokemon themselves does not transition well to what Galar's aesthetic is trying to be. But that being said, it being based off Europe and in England specifically, I can see like England having a lot of like Gothic influence in their architecture. So maybe they would be included because I don't know. I'm torn about these guys. I don't think they're going to be in the game. I don't think they're popular enough, and I just don't think that we'll be seeing them. But you know, I'd be happy to be wrong about that. So next up we have Solosis, Duosion, and Reuniclus. They're just not popular enough Pokemon. Similar to Munna and Musharna, these are just like what, like a cell, and I just can't see them being in the wild area, I guess. It's just weird. Like the more like we transition into 3D Pokemon, it's just less I can imagine some of these Pokemon actually appearing, and it's more like the ones that aren't animals and are more human or more like robots and stuff. It's weird to me. I don't know. This one is kind of just like a personal preference or a personal opinion. This one can go either way, honestly, but I can't see them being in this game. All right, next up for Gen 5, we have Clink, Clang, and Kling. Once again, just forgettable Pokemon. Next up, we have Elgyem and Behem. Once again, these are Pokemon I just forgot existed. Maybe I just have like dementia or something, but like, I don't know, they're just weird Pokemon, and I feel like they'd be like a waste of a space, you know? We have a limited dex. I don't think Game Freak would be like, yeah, let's have Elgyem and Behem be in this game. But who knows? They made the decision of cutting the Pokedex, so who knows what their decision-making skills are. Next up, we have Gonal. Just another one-off Pokemon. Doesn't evolve, doesn't do anything. You can learn Attract, I guess, which is weird because it's a genderless Pokemon. But other than that, it's like, it's a snowflake. It's a snowflake. It's literally just a snowflake. Alright, next up we have Stunfisk, who, just look at him. Just look at this poor fish. Just look at him. It looks like something you would like scrape off the bottom of your shoe. I like Stunfisk too, which is sad, but like, he's not making it into this game. There's no way Stunfisk is in this game. Alright, and last and most certainly least for Gen 5 is Druddigon. Holy crap, if Druddigon is in this game, I swear to God. I swear to God. Druddigon is such a waste of space. I hate Druddigon more than anything. I could go on a whole rant about Druddigon. It baffles me if anyone actually likes Druddigon. He's my least favorite Pokemon. I have so much pent-up rage. Okay, it's not the time and place for this. I'll make another video about why I hate Druddigon. Druddigon, stupid Pokemon. I hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he doesn't make it into Sword and Shield. I'll be happy if he doesn't make it into Sword and Shield. Alright, so for Gen 6, actually it was pretty well unscathed. Right now I only have 2 Pokemon, Binacle and Barbaracle. I would have thrown like Swirlex and the other pastry-looking one up there, but apparently they've already been confirmed for the game, so that's not good. But yeah, Binacle and Barbaracle are just, I don't know, I think out of Gen 6, they're like the most lackluster. I mean, it's like a rock with hands, and then a rock with hands and legs and a head. They're hand rocks. Alright, Gen 7. On to more Pokemon I despise. We have Crabrawler and Crabominable. Once again, this is a personal opinion. I hate these Pokemon. Crabominable is the ugliest thing I've ever seen next to Druddigon. And I'll be happy if they're not in the game. There's a good chance that all Gen 7 Pokemon will also be in the game, because it was the last gen that just came out, but I hope they're not in this game. They're so forgettable, they're so ugly, and I feel like I share the sentiment with a lot of people that no one likes Crabominable and Crabrawler. Crabrawler is fine, okay? Crabrawler is fine. If he evolved into something cooler, that'd be fine. But Crabominable, why? Why does this Pokemon exist? Next up, we have Oratorio. Now, this isn't like a bad Pokemon by any means. I think it won't fit the region like a lot of the other ones here. It's a tropical bird, and Galar/England is not going to be a tropical area. And based on what they said, they're trying to fit Pokemon based on what would be in the region, and Oratorio is not going to be in that region. And finally, we have Dhelmise, because just like Maractus, who even remembers this Pokemon? Who cares about Dhelmise? Who? Right? Anyone? Anyone? Show of hands? No? Okay, cool. There we have it. 50 Pokemon that almost certainly will not be in Sword and Shield. Was your favorite on this list? I hope so. Not because I want you to be upset, but because I want to prove a point to Gamefreak. Every Pokemon is someone's favorite, be it for sentimental reasons, the way it's used in battle, or just the way it's designed. Some of these Pokemon have been by our sides for almost 2 decades now, and they're just being tossed aside. That's one of the reasons I won't be buying Sword and Shield. Even if all my favorite Pokemon make the cut, I can't support Gamefreak throwing away the gotta catch 'em all motto that's defined Pokemon for the last 25 years. Maybe I'm just overreacting, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there who agree with me on this. Let me know your thoughts on the whole debacle, and let me know if there's any Pokemon you think won't be making the cut. That's all for now, but I'll see you next time. Goodbye, trainers.